up, gang? So we did this last year with our RHO, right? And those of you that have followed, been on a live, seen a post, our new shop car showed up. Actually showed up over the weekend because the holiday had to wait a little bit. So I'm just going to wait for some people to jump in a little. This isn't more of an interaction for a live feed. What this is I just don't have time to edit a video. Just being too busy and everything. So I kind of do a walk around of the new Charger. I know a lot of people are curious about it. They're excited to see it. They're just hitting dealers now. I've been hunting. I don't know of anybody else that's actually taken full ownership of their vehicle. So as of right now, I know I'm one of the very first few. Based on my VIN number, I'm one of the first 3,000 to be made. So that's pretty cool. So that being said, I'm going to do kind of a, I know there's a lot of reviews out there by the professionals and everything. I'm a tuner. Obviously, I own a shop. So I have a different outlook on kind of how, these go and kind of what to look for, right? So I did this again with the RHO when it first came out, kind of did the same thing. So just kind of a go-to for somebody that's curious about it. Somebody that might be interested in one, might have some questions. I'll wait for some people to jump in and see what, we might, if you have any questions or want to see anything specific. So first, I will flip it around and we'll start with the exterior. So anybody that knows me knows I tend to stick with black cars. I don't know why, as you can see, live in the Midwest and she's driven. I mean, I went to the doctor with her, picked her up yesterday. So black obviously shows everything. Yes, we have salt here. So as you can see, it's just the new Charger 6-pack. I did get the plus option, so that's all the fancy amenities inside. We'll go in there in a second. The base wheels. Yeah. Happy almost New Year, and thank you. So we'll see how long this one lasts. I got my 4-door in order, so we'll see if it shows up. Under the hood, it looks a little weird for a car, right? 6-cylinder baby turbos. They're actually not real baby turbos. Twin 54mm turbos, which is actually very stout for a factory vehicle. Obviously, I didn't clean it up and give it any type of look or anything like that, but I will say this sucker is wide. So we are right on the edge of the roller. We'll come over to the other side. I mean, right on the edge of that roller. This thing is huge. The wide body Chargers and Challengers from previous gen, nowhere near that. I have a gap on either side. So this sucker is a big, big vehicle. I'll see if I can back up enough and show. I mean, this thing sticks way out there. I had a Jeep Grand Cherokee L, and this thing is technically longer from front to back. So I think that's pretty impressive for a car, right? It's a big vehicle. That's the first thing everybody sees in person. It's hard to grasp it, but this is a massive, massive vehicle. So I've already, as you see, I'm playing around, so I will get to that a little later and kind of talk about it. But yes, very, very dirty. Very, very dirty. Good old salt in the Midwest. Got the lights on. It keeps throwing the lights on and off because I'm walking around it. So the Plus package has the LED lights, and then it has the LED strip that goes all the way across. Looks pretty cool in the reflection. So nice little feature that they added in there. I didn't go with the black wheels on this one. Figured just kind of give it some sort of contrast. Wanted to see them because my 4-door has the black option. We did that. Interior wise, we can jump in there now. So dirty. I mean, I'm literally driving the car. Pretty neat little feature here. This is how you move the seat. You lift and pull, and then it actually moves forward. And then we have, yes, my 2 of my daughters were in there already. So anybody with 3 kids, I'm going to tell you, it's going to be tight, but you can fit a 3rd booster seat in there. A forward facing is going to be tight. I did it in the other Chargers before. There is room on the side for them to spread out. So you can fit 3 car seats in here. It has the hookups for it. So another important feature for me, the family man. My girls love the car already. They got to ride home in it, 2 of them, like I said, from the dealer. So they enjoyed it. It's smooth, guys. It's very smooth. I'm getting the same type of feeling I got with the RHO to the TRX type transition. Now, that's something I have to point out, just to be clear, okay? This is not a replacement for a Hellcat. Repeat, this is not a replacement for a Hellcat. There's a lot of confusion that's going into, that, and I know everybody's going to compare it. The fact is, this is a replacement for the 392. So when we compare these vehicles, that's kind of where we got to go and get rid of it. I understand the Hellcat's the holy grail, and the fact of the matter is, we get stuck in that. Same thing with the RHO to a TRX. I see it all the time. So it's one of those where if we focus on this is actually your 392 5.7 replacement, and then we're going to do the comparison there. Keep that in mind, right? For like a wide body Charger Challenger setup. Keep that in mind. That's what we're looking for. Okay. Now I'm going to flip it around again. I will get my door closed so we don't hear the dinging. But a nice roof line that it has. I know it's been talked about in other reviews. 6-pack in the hood. It is not functional yet. I have a feeling we or someone will adjust that. So that's her. I mean, that, like I said, this is just a very basic rundown of the car. I was looking to see if anybody had questions they wanted to see. I will do a second one once we get some questions on it if we want, and kind of go from there to see what kind of ad is that on there. Got to get my ad revenue right. So that's it, guys. That's the 2026 Charger 6-pack with the high output. This, again, as a recap, has the Plus package for all the amenities you saw inside. And yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun with it. So the fun part, you want to pop the trunk? Perfect. No problemo. So I'll head over. So the trunk, for those that don't know, similar to the previous, you just hit a button. It is automated. There you go, your handles for closing it. You can adjust it by holding the button on the inside, but a ton of space. So little thing here, it has run flats, so that's where your air pump goes. But I mean, it's pretty good. And then obviously the seats fold down, so if you want to throw anything down on top of it, definitely I'd say like a 3, maybe 4 body trunk if you have a combination of 2 lows and CJs. So, it's very, very impressive. It comes with a little shield that you can put up over it to cover it. I have it on the floor over there. It slows me down. It's weight reduction, but very big. And like I said, nice luxury. It's like an SUV. You go ahead, you hit the button, and it closes by itself. You can manually close it if you want. There it is, soft close. So yeah, it's massive. It's massive. So like I said, imagine if they just extended it back a little bit, had that stick out, be even bigger. But for what it is, it's not bad. So what everybody wants to know, including myself, because I dynoed this thing with under 70 miles on it, would have been sooner, but it was super cold. Our door was snowed in yesterday from a snowdrift, and I had to go to a doctor today. So would have been sooner. I know somebody else put one on before us, but I wanted to do it myself. Now, details on the dyno one, I did it with the 2-wheel drive button. I'm going to tell you this. I know people are going to say it. It's not going to change the output. Just because one's an all-wheel drive and one's 2-wheel drive, it will not change the output. It still goes through the transmission. It's going to be accurate numbers. As a reminder, our RHO made 465 and 466 wheel horsepower when we had it on the dyno. So we did 2-wheel drive mode, heat soaked, and I'll point out on the dyno once we look at the screen what it did. So I will flip it over and bam. So we have, let me get my little handy tool here. All right, 480, 470, 480. Okay, so this was the first pull. This is the second pull. So yes, it made a little bit more when it was warmer, but it's still heat soaked and cat over temp still kicked in. But I'm going to tell you, this was done in 6 gear. So this is 1-to-1 ratio. And I mean, look at that torque curve, guys. That is a beautiful, beautiful torque curve for a stock vehicle. It's bumpy because that's what happens on pump gas, and the way their tuning is, I data logged it, and you can see the throttle body and all that stuff is freaking out a little bit. So once we get tuning, it's going to improve drastically. You can see on the scale here, right about here. So right before 5,500 RPM, I did confirm cat over temp kicks in, and we dropped to single digits on the fueling, and you can see how it kind of flatlines and tapers off. So once we get tuning on this, this horsepower curve is going to exceed 500 wheel horsepower out of a stock car, right? This is impressive. So again, it made, 15 horsepower more than our RHO. So it's still an all-wheel drive vehicle. So we have to keep that in consideration, which is why I didn't, jump much higher. It's still all-wheel drive, still big wheels. But the fact is, it made 480, 509 torque. And consistent. I mean, look at that. Like I said, let it warm up a little bit more. Back-to-back pull. Very, 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 very consistent results there. So somebody asked if on the RHO if we've done any testing. So the reason we stopped with the RHO is because there's no tuning support for it. Yes, there's the piggyback systems like the JB4, which is our go-to. The thing about it, I'll flip it around since, we're talking about it. This is what we did learn with the Hurricane stock computer. The big thing is cat over temp protection. The second thing is transmission tuning, and I'm going to dive into both of those. So number one, cat over temp. What that is a system and a factory tune that is designed to help the cats live. It's an emissions thing, EPA, got to be compliant. So what it does in an aid to reduce torque is, it's the type of stuff, and data logs help for seeing this type of stuff. But on the RHO, we can't control cat over temp even with the piggyback systems, right? So what happens when we are running these piggybacks that are the only way to increase power right now on the Hurricane platform is we are lying to the computer. And if you have a JB4 or Cat 6 and you ever look at your horsepower torque reading on your dash, it actually drops because we are telling the computer there's less boost than what's actually there to try and increase the duty cycle on the wastegate and make more boost, right? Also, in the same token, if we look at a timing table, the way we can get more timing is we tell it it's making less boost as well, so you get more timing in the same token. These are kind of the ways we make more power with these piggybacks, right? Now, cat over temp protection is still there, and these have widebands in it. So even though it thinks it's making less boost, the O2 sensors are adjusting for the fueling and increasing the injector pulse width, which then is telling it, hey, we're making more torque, and you hit cat over temp, which is why you see that flat line. Now, even with the JB4, as I add more power, we're going to open the injector bigger sooner. You just have to. It's the way it goes. More airflow means more injector. So what we run into is a limit that you will not be able to exceed. That limit for reliable power on the current platform is about 580 wheel horsepower. So I'm going to sit in the car because they're cutting stuff in the background, see if we can cut that out. So when it comes to cat over temp protection, we've made 600 wheel horsepower on the RST, guys. It's absorbing our bandwidth for horsepower. Shoot. Hopefully it comes back. Let's see. I'll check my computer I have next to me here. Boop-a-doop-boop-boo. There we go. It's crap because of the freaking how cold it is, man. It was 50 degrees over the weekend, which is awesome being home with the family and stuff, but man, it got down to sub-zero with the wind chill and everything. So hopefully that's back. I might have to do this a second time next week, but it's fun to get it out there. So what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to continue with some testing, dynoing, seeing the different conditions and what it does. And I'll post the dyno video up of stock and then continue on any type of exploration to see if I find any cool things. So I appreciate you guys coming out again. This wasn't supposed to be like a super interactive type of live vlog. This was more of, I do a review on the car to get a tuner standpoint. I can tell you this as a reminder as well. I have tuned with a Motec ECU a Hurricane, a high output Hurricane. and it was stock, right? It literally is a stock car, turbos, injectors, the whole shebang. We made over 820 wheel horsepower with race gas. So that was a stock unit just like what I have in front of me here. So what this tells me is as long as the fuel pump setup in it is adequate, I'll be able to make 800 wheel horsepower plus if I can get tuning. So that's kind of the first step of what we're waiting on, right? So yeah, I know the capability here, and I'll tell you this car in 800 wheel horsepower is a bottom 10-second car, and that's a street car. You push it with some race gas and take it close to 900 wheel, where we're running a 9-second street car that's all-wheel drive. So, I'm going to tell you this isn't going to be one of those platforms where, yeah, it's because there's a Wi-Fi in the car, so it automatically connects because of the phone with Android Auto, so that's why it cut out. So, but I'll probably do a better one, have my brother clean this car so you guys can see it, what it looks like when it's clean, and go from there. But this is going to be an awesome platform. We're very excited about it. It's going to open up the door to a lot more people to get performance, right? Again, compared to a 392, you throw 5-6 grand at it, you gain, 50, 60 horse, right? This one, you throw 5-6 grand, you're probably going to gain 150, 200 horse. So that's the beauty of turbos. That's the beauty of modern technology. And that's why we are embracing this. And we are going to be the masters when it comes to this platform. This is my 3rd or 4th Hurricane. I already got stuff ready to bolt onto it. So we're hitting it off quick. This is not going to be the platform to compete with the Hellcat. This is not going to be, the 6-second, new car. I'm sure somebody can and might do it. But this is going to be a very good daily driver platform. Back to the RHO, I did miss the transmission. Again, the reason why you got to be careful with the piggyback systems is because we are tricking the computer to think it has less horsepower and torque, right? So that goes into trans tuning where it has less horsepower and torque. The shifting characteristics are very different. So you need to understand that if I add 200 horsepower by tricking the computer and reducing the torque output, what are we doing to the transmission? This is another reason why we stopped where we did for that longevity. So, got some things in the work. Brand new transmission. Don't know when I'll get tuning, so we got to be careful with it. But I'm going to stop because there's a lot of noise in the background, bandwidth. It's cold out. The door being open, freezing me off. It's freezing me like crazy. So, thank you guys for stopping by. Next week or Friday, we'll be back. We'll do a better one. Again, this is just to get stuff out there, and I'll post up shortly the dyno results. All right. So, thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Happy New Year.